The following video is the question and answer session from the CoreLog Customer Use Case webinar delivered in October of 2012. The presenters fielding questions from attendees in this video are CoreLog President and CEO George Foucher and EGIS Systems President and CEO Troy McClendon. EGIS Systems is the CoreLog customer that was featured in the use case webinar. If you would like the complete PowerPoint presentation from this webinar or would like more information on how CoreLog works, please contact CoreLog at info@corelog.com. That's info@corelog.com.
Yeah, thank you, George. Thank you, Troy. George, great job. Yes, we do have about 10 minutes. We also have a couple of questions that have been submitted privately. The first one is, why would you have an MSSP or deploy CoreLog for you? What would be the reasons for deploying CoreLog through an MSSP? What might be some of the advantages of having a company like Aegis do this for you?
Well, of course, that would be a good question for Troy, so I'll leave it to you, Troy.
Sure, that's a great question. Basically, to have a product like CoreLog, absolutely you can install that yourself. You can use that. It's an easy deployment. The problem we've seen, and it's based on customer sizes and skill sets in-house, but the problem we've seen is it does a lot of data collection. It does a lot of log analysis and gathering of information. You have to have somebody that really understands how to correlate those events and get meaningful information, meaningful reports back to either a regulatory body or a committee that you meet with internally. And what we've seen from our experience has been, you can do all the data collection in the world, but at the end of the day, it's wasted money if you don't do anything with the results. So really what we do in the sense is drag those folks to the starting line, allow them to understand what the information that this product and solution is generating, what to do with that type of information, and the most important is remediation. When you get that information, what do you do with it? Do you leave it on the shelf? No. There are some action items that come from those reports, that come from those alerts, that you really need to remediate. And again, whether that's healthcare driven through regulatory, if that's financial institute driven, whatever it may be, to have a product like this is not just a plug and play, let's throw in a firewall and let it do its job. It is easy to deploy. It is not left to its own type of product. So you really need to understand the results and do something with those results. And that's where an MSSP would come in. And there's different varying models. It could be, let's run the MSSP model for a year, understand the product, understand the results, understand what we need to remediate with those results. And a year from now, the transition's made to where you can accomplish that in-house. Not every MSSP is going to tell you that, but Aegis is more than happy to train staff on how to use such a product, how to deliver the results, and then if there is a transition period, then that makes sense, and we would take that approach. But I hope I answered this question. If not, whoever submitted the question, please let us know. But it is not necessary to have this deployed by an MSSP. The benefit is to take the results from this type of solution and do something with those.
This person's asking, can my admins go in and customize reports and automate sending to people on the team, other managers in the business? What's the flexibility with the reporting capabilities here?
Would you like to answer that, or you want me to take that, Troy? I mean, coming from me, I certainly have some good answers. But let me kind of say we have a bunch of out-of-the-box canned reports, and you have the capability of editing and changing and modifying and creating your own reports as well. But Troy, if you have anything you want to chime in there, feel free.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the question. What we've been able to do through customized reporting, based on the events that we want to capture, based on the types of alerts that we want to receive from those events, we've been able to customize reports. You can edit reports, and the alerting capability, what's so good about that is that you can take the varying alerts and send them only to relevant team members. So if you have a server administrator who's concerned with access control, admin accounts, login monitoring, and things like that, they can get those alerts and reports just for their area of job duty. And the same holds true for networking components, firewall logs, and so on that you may be reviewing or looking at can go only to those team members. All can have access to the console and look at those events in real time and so on, but they can be alerted independently if that's the way you want it to be distributed.
Somebody noticed on one of the slides where we had the diagram of the deployment that there was a VPN secure connection, and they're wondering about bandwidth issues with a secure VPN. As you know, sometimes the quality is not so great.
The way we accomplish that today, George, because all of our properties that we manage are across the country, so there's no local presence other than, lack of a better term, the data collector that we would have on site. Through CoreLog, we have the ability to filter that we didn't have before, only those really important correlated events sent back to our central server. So you can control the bandwidth consumption and keep the log generation at the local level and only send correlated events or those related events that you want to see over VPN or secure tunnel. So you can really control the bandwidth usage per se, or how many events you want to see relevant only to the dashboard if you want.